Welcome to Newsmax TV. I'm Ashley Martella. We're joined by Dick Morris. Hello, Dick.
Hey, well, good to be alive after last night.
Absolutely. The election is over, at least the voting is. What's the biggest surprise, Dick, of the night?
Well, I think the amazing thing is how the Republicans captured, by my count, 63 or 64, maybe as many as 65 seats in the House. That's incredible. That's only slightly shy of the record of 74 that was set in 1922, and it's fully 10 more than they took in 1994. So I think it's an amazing change.
Few disappointing losses in the Senate, though, perhaps the biggest one in Nevada, where it looked like Sharon Angle was going to take out Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid. Didn't happen.
It sure looked that way. But, Harry Reid is a cat who has 9 lives. So, we'll have to see if he ultimately loses one of them. But he certainly has survived tonight.
Got some union help there.
Yeah, I mean, when your polling shows you losing by 3 and you win by 6, you're doing something in the ground level, which is pretty impressive.
Michael Reagan, who lives in California, told us well before the election that he was very disappointed with the GOP campaign there for Carly Fiorina and Meg Whitman. As it turns out, both Fiorina and Whitman lost. Is there a postmortem there, Dick?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think the West Coast is the left coast. It's pretty liberal. But as we're speaking here, I think that we have excellent chances to pick up Washington State and Colorado. Colorado is half of 1 point apart with 85% reporting, and Washington is a mail-in ballot state that's with less than 1 point separating them. I think half a point, with a third of the ballots remaining to come in, and so I think that. We'll see, but 52-48 isn't too shabby.
And while the Rand Paul Senate victory in Kentucky was a hold, not a pickup, Paul says he wants a balanced budget amendment passed in the first couple of months. What are the chances of that realistically happening?
Well, I think it'll pass the House. I don't think you'll get it through the Senate or get it ratified. I think what's going to happen now is that the House is going to pass basically America as they'd like to see it. Repealing health care reform, slashing discretionary spending, extending the Bush tax cuts, voting against cap and trade, weakening the intense controls over community and local banks. And I think that agenda will probably pass the House and might die in the Senate. Sometimes they might pass it knowing that Obama would veto it, but probably it'll die in the Senate. And then the lines will be clear for the 2012 election. The one place where I think the fight is really going to be carried on is over the budget, because I don't think the Republicans will back down and support a budget with tax increases. And I think that's going to be the ultimate dividing issue that will carry the country into the 2012 election.
Columnist Charles Krauthammer says Republicans actually won de facto control of the Senate, noting that Democrats continue to distance themselves from Obama's policies for political cover. He also says it's best Republicans do not control both houses, because then Obama could run against a do-nothing Congress in 2012 and win. Does Krauthammer make good points there?
Well, I don't think, I'm not sure about the second point. It's hypothetical. As to the first, I think that what you're going to see is a kind of a charade. There'll be a number of so-called moderate Democrats, which we know is a fraud. When they needed 60 votes, they got every single last one of them to vote for health care. But now they'll tell people like Nelson and Manchin, the newly elected senator from West Virginia, and Pryor, who's probably now scared because Blanche Lincoln was just destroyed in Arkansas, and they'll tell them, look, you don't have to vote. You don't have to vote against the House bills. You can vote for them, and we can pass them in the Senate, and Obama will veto them, and we won't override the veto. And I think there'll be what you might call a soft majority in the Senate. But the Senate isn't going to make much difference at this point. It's going to be the House against the president. I want to just mention one other thing, Ashley. I think that there's a very, very good chance now that there will be a left-wing primary against Obama. I think that Kucinich might do it. Russ Feingold, newly unemployed as senator from Wisconsin, might do it. Howard Dean, the former governor of Vermont, who ran for president in '04 and was head of the Democratic Party afterwards, he might do it. You might see a left-wing challenge to Obama over the issues of Afghanistan, Guantanamo, the absence of a public option in the health care bill, and the continuing high unemployment.
Does that have something to do with the election results?
Well, I think that Obama's definitely weakened, and I think that liberals are now going to start turning on him. I think that he's going to have a sharp fall in his ratings over the next few days and weeks, because I think Democrats are going to blame the defeat on him and be really disenchanted with him. And I think at that point it's very possible that the left demands a new candidate. Now, that challenge, I think, would gather steam and momentum, and if it gathers enough, it could bring Hillary in.
Dick Morris, we know you were up late last night. We appreciate you getting up early this morning and speaking with us here at Newsmax.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And thank you for watching Newsmax TV.